All right, back with that Morgan Journal for the weekend of June 4th and June 5th. Before we get into that, a couple small things to cover, I guess. For starters, my apartment smells oddly suspicious right now. This isn't really important, but it's just something I'm thinking about. It smells like I can't tell if it's gas or if it's chlorine. I mean, I have been going to the pool every Saturday, so I don't know if there's like chlorine that's dripped off my bathing suit or something, and it's just kind of like in my rug or something, and it's just smelling. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's weird. I don't like it. And the second thing is, there was actually some stuff from Tuesday, which would have been May 30th. Looking at my calendar hanging on the wall over there. But yeah, there's a couple things I forgot. So first thing is, on our way to practice, I got stuck at practically every single light, which is annoying. So there's one light at the end of, basically, not the end of her mom's road. Her mom lives on a side street, but the main road, the end of that main road, got stuck at the light. And her mom actually was behind us. Well, not right behind us, maybe 2-3 cars behind. And that light is kind of quick. So, like, I was able to go, because what happened is when I came up to the light, it changed red right at me. So I was the first car. And then when it finally changed, I was able to go. But I guess she got stuck at the light. So then she was the first first car. But then there's another light not too far down. Probably quarter mile, maybe less. There's another light at like a 4-way, 5-way intersection. So of course I got caught at that one. Then there's another light. Like you take a turn I take a turn at that light. I go right. And there's another light, I don't know, 300 feet away. Of course, that one was red. Then there's a train track that goes through the downtown. And I've been through that area tons of times in my life. I don't think I've ever seen the train go by on that track in that area, ever. And of course, to hold me up even more, the dang train was going by. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, the lights aren't enough? I gotta have the train? That has literally never happened ever? And to make things even worse, it was like a super long train. Usually the train in my area is pretty short. It's like 10 cars long on average. This one had to be like 40. Like, it was just going and going and going and going. And it was like, is this thing ever gonna end? So annoying. And then there's one more light even after that, but I don't recall if that light was red or not. I wouldn't doubt it was, because, why would anything be green and helpful? But the thing that's a little less annoying about that light is it's basically right where I need to be. So on my way to practice, it is right there. You sit at that stupid light, I take a left, and I'm there. I'm at practice. So it's like, whatever. If I have to sit at that one, it's not as annoying as the other ones. But yeah, so that was just one thing. I was only highlighting that because her and I kind of like made fun of it. Like, even the train. The train is something stupid that I would say is like a joke. You know what I mean? Like, if I was sitting at a Burger King drive-thru forever or something and someone was waiting for me to bring something, I'd be like, well, of course, Burger King have to be super busy. They have 10 planes land, 14 trains came through. Like, it's something dumb I would say, and there's legit a train this time. Anyways, and then the other thing was, I said, I don't know what we did. We probably watched TikTok like we always do. No, I remember what we did now. I have a finger version of Twister. So you know how Twister is normally supposed to be your whole body? Well, this is just finger Twister. And it even comes with little socks. I don't get the point of them because you're supposed to use your whole hand. But it comes with little socks for just 2 of your fingers. But anyways, yeah, we played Finger Twister until it was time to go. Actually, no, we played Finger Twister until I lost, because my hands... I thought this would be something you could never lose, but it did get me in a weird position. I had to have, like, my finger over here and my pinky over here, and I couldn't figure out how I was supposed to do that. I guess I could have went like this, flipped my hand around, but then that would be uncomfortable, so I just let my hand fall and said, you won. Anyways, now on to the weekend. So, Saturday. Obviously, she had a game, so it's not like we had much time to do too much. But anyways, for starters, I was a couple minutes late getting her. I probably got there at like 9:07. At the end of the day, I don't really care when she has soccer because it's not like we can do anything. On a regular day, when she doesn't have stupid sports, yeah, I want to be there right at 9. I want to be there at 8:58. That way then, we can get going and start having fun. But when she's got a game, what the heck difference does it make? It's not like we can do anything. I got to dick around and wait for the game to be over. Then our time starts, basically. So, anyways, I wasn't late because I didn't care like that. It just ended up that way. I got up and then I had, between using the bathroom and trying to choose clothes and stuff, and then by the time I got out of here, it just ended up being a little bit late. So yeah, picked her up, obviously, and then we went to, pretty sure we went to Dollar General, because I like to get those Maui Mountain Dews. Actually, I got one right here. I'm always talking about it. The Maui Mountain Dews. These are pretty good. That looks weird. It looks way different in the camera than it does in real life. It's like pea in real life, but it's like greenish in the camera. But yeah, so we went there. Did we buy anything? Probably just snack. Did we get snacks? I don't think we got snacks, because why would we? It's a weekend. I get snacks during the week, because that's different. But the weekend, we got the whole day. I'm not going to get snacks. So who knows? Maybe we just walked around. Maybe we didn't even go there. I don't know. Did we go there? Now I'm drawing a blank. I don't think we went anywhere else, though. So anyways, she had her game. Yeah, that's that way. Did we go to some restaurant and get something like McDonald's or something? I don't think so. I don't know. Anyways, she had her game. It was a team I thought that she played before, because the coaches are weirdos. They're definitely like leftist liberals. I mean, the woman has like short hair that she dyes purple, and the guy's got like long hair, but like, what is his style like? It's weird. It's almost, I think he's got like long hair, but like he shaves all this, so it's like long top, and I don't know. But I know I've seen it before, so I thought they played them before, but apparently they never did, because both teams have a losing record, like 0 wins. So obviously if they played them before, then they would have that team would have 1 win. So yeah, anyways, I thought they'd be good, because the way they looked, they had some solid jerseys. I think some of the kids even had their last name on the jerseys. I was like, man, this is a serious team. Because Morgan's team's just numbers. They got like some goofy bright green with just numbers. This team's got like black, and they even had like, I think they had some words on it. Like they even had like a sponsor or something. And their last names, I'm like, this is serious. What the heck is this team? Speaking of teams, there's a red team too that Morgan's played before. And for some reason, they count out loud. 1,000! 1,000! And they do it 10 times. And they do it for everything. So they do it 10 times per activity. And they have like 5 activities. So you have to hear 1,000 like 50 times. And I'm like, what is the point of this? It's kind of annoying. Why does the coach make them do that? So anyways, the first time I heard this was when Morgan's team played them. And then they were playing some other team. So we were at field 1 and they were at field 2. Field 1 and field 2 are basically next to each other. And then field 3 is in the back. And they were at 2, and I'm like, oh my god, this stupid 1,000 team. I mean, it's not the girls' fault. Obviously, the coach makes them say that, but it's still obnoxious and annoying. But anyhow, so, of course, in the first half of the game, Morgan's team puts the sucky girl in to do goalie, and she's worthless, dicking around with her drink. She's got her water bottle thing, fooling around with that, and every time somebody came over to get a point, she was just kind of standing there worthlessly. So the other team got a couple points right out the gate. Actually, it was kind of tied right out the gate. I think it was like 2-2. It was almost tit for tat. It'd be like, we got a point, then they did, then maybe they did again, and then we would. But yeah, then in the second half though, Morgan came in, and at least she did really good at goalie. She basically was like the all-star. It was kind of funny because during the basketball days, Mia, I think that's her name, was the all-star. She was the girl that was able to get all the points all the time. They always wanted Mia to get the ball. Give the ball to Mia! So, yeah. This time, Morgan was like the all-star. Everyone was, oh, good job, Morgan. Like all their parents and stuff. Good job, Morgan. at doing goalie, because she actually tries. She's not like the other dumb girl that just stands there. She's running up to the ball once it gets to the box to grab it and throw it. And there was one part where they were right on top of the goal, and Morgan was actually going hard at it and making sure she had that thing blocked. So yeah, apparently they actually won this game too. So they finally won a game. Unfortunately, it was versus a team that had no wins. So it's like, is that really anything special? That just means the other team's the worst team. They just really suck. So you beat the really sucky team, which of course is gonna suck when you have liberal freaks as your coaches. Like, come on. They're more worried about their gender ideology nonsense than worried about the sport. But anyway, yeah, so apparently they won. Now, the score was all over the place. I thought that it was 3-2. No, what was it? I heard 3 different versions of the score. I thought it was 3-2 the other team. Then I heard that it was, no, it's 3-2 us. And then Morgan says it was like 2-1 us. And I'm like, 2-1? They definitely scored more than 1 point. Like, what? I don't know. All I do know is there was 1 point that the other team scored. I don't really know the rules of soccer. I know baseball, basketball, and football because that's what my brother follows, and so I know all about it because of him. He don't follow soccer, so I don't know soccer. The most I know is just from what I've learned through osmosis from Morgan playing over the past couple of years. But there was some kind of play that the other team scored a goal on us, obviously, and then Morgan's coach called out and said, I don't even remember what she said. She called out, though, and said that it wasn't any good. And then the ref came out with a notebook, like, I felt like she was referencing something, like, is the coach right? And then deemed it that the coach was right, and then the ball just became a goalie throw, and the point was rescinded. And I'm like, what? What was the technicality here? Like, it looked like a completely fine point. The girl kicked it from a good distance, and it just perfectly went in the net. So I'm like, what was wrong here? Like, I don't know if you have to be, like, in the box to score a point, and maybe she kicked the ball from outside that box. I don't know. I thought anywhere was fine. Like basketball, I mean, if you can make a full court shot, it's fair. You don't have to be in a certain area, but maybe soccer's different. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the rules. All I know was something was bad with that kick, and they rescinded the point. So if it wasn't for that, the other team definitely would have won. But whatever technicality that was. Anyhow, after soccer was over with, the whole team was like doing a lap, and they were like just, you know, high-fiving the families and stuff. And Morgan wasn't a part of that, and her mom's like, go run with your team. And she's like, I don't want to. And she's like, go run with the team. And they're doing it. She's like, I don't want to. And it's like, well, I mean, she's got a point. If she don't want to, she don't want to. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. The game's over. What do I want to run around and slap the parents' hands for? Like, it wasn't like the teams were slapping each other's hands. They were running around slapping the parents. Like, that's weird. Can't blame her for not wanting to do it. Plus, she was just running around for an hour to play the game. You think she wants to run around more? No, I wouldn't want to. So anyway, after practice, her mom and James were actually right behind us on the way back, and I turned into McDonald's, and I kind of was like about my choice to do that, because I know how her mom is. Her mom is super judgmental. Like, she thinks all I eat is fast food and all this, and super judgmental all the time. So I'm like, oh, great. Now she sees me turning into McDonald's, which is only going to fuel her conspiracy theory, which is inaccurate because I don't like McDonald's. Not that I don't like it. Obviously, it's good. Everybody likes the flavor of it. I just don't like McDonald's because their prices suck. Their prices are terrible. You know, I got 2 10s the other day just because, and it was $12 for 2 10 nuggets. I'm like, this is why I don't go here. I try to give them a shot, and then they just remind me why I don't go there. Yeah, their prices suck. They have no deals. Oh, they have a stupid 2 for $6 right now, but it's kind of boring. And they have really no options either. Like, look at their menu. They have like 26 different versions of the Quarter Pounder that they put as different value meal numbers. Like 4, 5, and 6. It's a Quarter Pounder Deluxe, or a Quarter Pounder of bacon. It's the same dang burger, just add toppings. Like, their menu sucks nowadays. They don't have anything good anymore. No more snack wraps, no more selects, no more the premium wraps. Those were super good. They don't even have salads anymore. Their ice cream, you still get the same crappy, trash little junk sundae that used to be $1, which I always felt like that was a ripoff, even when it was $1 because of how crappy the sundaes were. Now they're like $2.50, $2.75 or something for the same trash ice cream, same trash way it's made. What else? Like, they just suck. And recently, their service sucks too. They never pay attention. I always get my drinks no ice, and a lot of times if I go to McDonald's, the only thing I do get is a drink because it's $1. That's the only thing they got going for them. $1 drinks any size. That's the only thing. So sometimes I go there for a drink because it's $1, so I can get a large for $1, and I'm like, it's not a bad deal. And I always get no ice. I've gotten no ice in my drinks for as long as I can remember. A couple of reasons for that. One, because the ice melts and then it just waters down your drink. That's gross. I don't want watered down Coke. I want Coke. I don't want watered down tea. I want tea. I don't want watered down Sprite. I want Sprite. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to ruin my drink. Two, I feel like the ice takes up a lot of space. I mean, if you let them put ice in, they fill the thing right up to the brim. So it's taking up a lot of space. So whatever I'm paying, even if it is just $1, I'm paying $1 for mostly ice, mostly filler, and barely any drink. Like, I don't want that. I want to pay $1 and get a dang drink for $1. I want my money's worth. And three, why I don't like ice is kind of because of when I was a kid. Way back when I was a kid, if you got ice in your drinks, my mom would be driving and then it's going every time you hit a bump or something. And I don't know, my mom seemed to think that we were doing it on purpose or something, because every time the cups, keep those cups quiet, why is it so noisy? And so it was just like, I'm not doing anything. And so then I'd hold the cup as steady as I could, but you'd hit a bump and so then one day I brainstormed, I was like, I got an idea, I'm just going to get no ice. That was the first reason I started to get no ice. Because then if there's no ice, there's no and then you can't complain. But then as I got older, I thought of those other things. Well, A, it waters my drink down. That's gross. And B, it takes up space. And then I'm not getting my full money's worth. But anyways, as I was saying, huge tangent aside, I'll get a large soda, no ice. And that's it. That's my whole order. And like they asked me 42 times, what was that? Twice at the speaker, once at the window. And then I get down to the window where you pick it up. And it still has ice in it. And I'm like, seriously, how hard is this? The easiest thing. And the way that it works there is it's all automated. If you type in the drink, large Coke, no ice, the machine will register you said no ice, and it'll automatically make a Coke, no ice. So that means the idiot working, after I told them 3 times, still couldn't hit no ice. So that's another reason I don't like McDonald's. Prices suck, there's nothing on the menu, no deals, and the employees are stupid nowadays. But anyways, so when I went to McDonald's, it was not for food. It was for drinks and to get Morgan an ice cream. That's what it was for. And actually, I'm starting to remember a few things that we did before the game, so I'm going to back up a little. So we did go to Cumbies first, because she wanted as I said in the other one, the sucky Gatorades. But I didn't get anything at Cumbies because I didn't want Cumbies. I wanted that Mountain Dew from Dollar General. So then, yeah, we did go to Dollar General. I still don't remember if we got anything else. Oh, yeah, we did get stuff. Okay, now it's starting to come back. I'm an idiot. We got cookies and stuff. I got a box of peanut butter chocolate cookies and Fig Newtons, strawberry Fig Newtons. And then I was like, do you want to get a snack? And she was like, I don't know. You pick something you think I'd like. So it took me 3 seconds. I saw a box of mint chocolate chip well, not mint chocolate chip, like their knockoff brand, well, Dollar General brand, like Girl Scout cookies. So like the mint Girl Scout cookies, but Dollar General knockoff brand ones. So I choose those. I'm like, yeah, you think this would be good? It's like the ice cream, but as a cookie. And she's like, okay, I'll try it. And I'm like, it took me 2 seconds. Why did you struggle to find something that you'd like? So that's what we did. And then, before her game, I still had time, but I didn't know what to do. So I went to Walmart, because originally, I think I had to get something. I'm trying to think. Did we go back to Walmart after the game? I feel like we did, but what did I have to get? I don't know, but I went there before the game because I was going to go in, but then when we got there, it was kind of like not that much time, so I was like, man, it's not worth it. So we ended up just sitting in the parking lot because I think I got there maybe around 10, and you got to be at the field at 10:25, and I was just thinking by the time we walk in there, find whatever, and then cash out, do I even have enough time? And 10:25, I was like, we gotta leave soon enough, like 10:15 at least. So I was like, whatever. So we just sat there, and then she started to complain, why are we just sitting here? I said, because I don't know what else to do. We don't have much time. You got your stupid game. If you didn't have soccer, we'd be having fun now, and we wouldn't have to just sit here. We can actually do something. But I gotta waste time because you got your dumb game. So anyways, yeah, that's what happened before. So anyways, yeah, after McDonald's, after just getting drinks, I got a large... What did I get? Coke or root beer? I don't remember. One of them, no ice. And I got her a root beer, medium, no ice. And her ice cream. And then, what time would this be? So it's a little after 12. I feel like we went to Walmart, but I don't remember what we got. Because kind of like the last weekend that I had her, I know we went to Walmart. I went to Walmart on Friday and got things myself. So I did that again this weekend. I know on Friday I got milk and what have you. But then I feel like we went back, but I don't... What was it for? What was this, June 4th? I don't know. I don't know what I got. Did we eat? I'm trying to think. Like, did we get lunch anywhere? No, because we went to McDonald's. If I was going to get lunch, we would have got something from there. Just because I was already there. I know we went somewhere because... I don't think we just came straight home. What did we do? We left McDonald's. I'm driving. We had to have gone to Walmart. That had to be where we went. I just don't remember what we went in for. Try to think of the store. I don't know. Anyways, we did something apparently. And then, did we just go home after? I'm trying to think. She has her soccer gear. I know she was wearing a tank top, which is always super uncomfortable, because I'm like, she's just a kid, dang it. Even if she wasn't a kid and she was an adult, it's still awkward. Like, you can really wear a proper shirt. But it's her dang mom what she puts on her, so then I get stuck having to deal with it looking like an idiot. Did we go to Target and or Five Below? No, because we were at that McDonald's. We would have went to that McDonald's if I did. I don't know. Did we go to the Walmart close to me? I don't know. There's a gap that I can't remember what we did, but I know that we eventually went to go swimming, like we've been doing. So, anyways, we left a smidge late. We got there at like 2:20 instead of 2 on the dot. But when we got there, nobody was there. I mean, there was some kid outside spraying down some things. I don't even know what they were. And, yeah, but he wasn't really official. He was like 16. Like, he was, I don't know, some fake employee, not a real employee. But there was no one else I could find. So I'm like, can we swim? Is it open today? So then we walked around everywhere. She checked the girls' bathroom. I checked the guys' bathroom. We looked in the gym area. We looked everywhere. We went in the pool area. No one was in the pool. So I'm like, is this place even open? The door was wide open. So I was like, it's got to be open. The door is wide open, but like nobody's here. What's going on? So then we kind of stood there and I was contemplating. I was like, do you think we should just jump in and swim? And if an employee shows up, I had the money, so I could just jump out of the pool and pay him on the spot there. Or I was like, I don't know what we should do. Because then I was confused too, because the water was actually super clear. Like, normally it's not super clear. I don't know what it is. It's not like the water's dirty, but it's always mildly hazy. Like, you can't really see right down to the bottom of the pool. But today, it was super clear. You could easily see right down to the bottom of the pool. Like, the deep end's 9 feet, and it was so clear it didn't even look like that. Like, it was just, oh, there's the bottom of the pool. It's right there. So then that was confusing me, too, because, like, they have, the water was running as well. The water's never running. And, like, there was a weird film on the water that I could see. Like, they had a side door open, so the sun was coming in, and when it hit it just right, you could see the film, and I was like, what is that? Like, I didn't know what they're in the middle of doing. Like, if they're in the middle of, like, cleaning the pool or what? And I was like, can we swim? Like, what if these are chemicals that we shouldn't be getting on our body? I don't know. So they had a number on the door that said, if you need help, call Diane at this number, which actually we both remembered. I'm not going to say it just for privacy purposes, even though I think it goes to a business, but still. But I didn't bring my phone with me because I didn't think I would need my phone to go swimming. And they do have a payphone there, but I wasn't even sure if it worked. I don't know how payphones really work. I've never used one before, really. Like, I've seen them before, obviously, but I mean, I've never had to use one. So I don't know if there's a dial tone always, or if you gotta put your change in first for a dial tone. I don't know. I had change, but I didn't try it just because I don't know. So then I was like, I guess we gotta go home so I can call this place and see if they're open. So we got back home and I brought everything up, our towels and stuff, just in case. Because if they're like, no, we're not doing the swim today because we're cleaning the pool or whatever, then I didn't want to have to run back out to get the towels. I might as well just have it in just in case. So then I call them, and it was the dumb girl that works there that answered. And I'm like, is the open swim available today? And she calls out, you can hear her calling out to somebody else. I was like, is the swim open today? And the other person was like, yeah? Like, it was a weird reaction. Like, why are you asking that? And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm just calling because I was just there and nobody was around, so I didn't know what the situation was. And then she was like, oh, I can come up now. And I'm like, well, I'm not there now, but will someone be available if I show back up? And then she asked me how long, and I'm like, I don't know, probably like 7 minutes it'll take me to get back there. So yeah, we got there, and as soon as we walk in, Morgan's like, hello, is anybody here? And I'm like, jeez, because like, there's a window in the office has a window that faces, like, the front main entrance. So I saw somebody sitting there, but she's yelling, is somebody here? And it was like, calm down, kid. Shh. But yeah. So then we were able to pay and go swim. And at first it was cool because it was just us. But then somebody else showed up. It was a woman and a younger boy. Probably roughly Morgan's age, maybe 8. Morgan's going to be 10. Yeah, kid could have been 8, slightly younger, not too crazy younger. And yeah, so he stayed in the shallow end though, and we were down in the deep end. And at one point there was a ball floating in the water, and he's like, can you pass the ball over here? So I was like, yeah, whatever. So I start swimming over to hit it, and I guess the woman was his grandma, because I heard him when he was talking to her grandma. And then she's like, oh, no, you don't have to worry about getting that for him. He's supposed to just be focusing on practicing his swimming. She's like, thanks for going to do it for him, but he does not need that. So I was like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, and then, well, yeah, later some other girls showed up. Again, younger-ish, like, probably, again, like 8. I think they were sisters, so maybe they were like, they could have been like 7 and 9. Maybe like a big 6 and an 8. You know what I mean? Like a kid that's almost 7. Young, but not super young. But the only problem with them is, for the most part, they stayed in the deep end, but then they would swim out to the, deep end. They stayed in the shallow end, but then they would swim out to the deep end, which was mildly annoying for me because, like, I'm in the deep end and I just like to go back and forth. So while they were coming, like, I'd have to wait on the sides for them to be done and go back, and it was like, oh, dang it all, kids. And then while I'm there, I like to, like, go underwater and look around underwater and stuff. So then that was kind of awkward because, like, I'm like, man, I don't want to seem like I'm being a creep. I'm not looking at them. I'm not trying to... I'm just trying to have fun and enjoy my time here. Anyhow, yeah, so some of the games we came up with were, I don't know, one was about being mermaids and merman. She put me through trials, and then I got a horse, which is just like a water weight. Hers was named Penny. Mine I named Dollar. And then, actually, just think about it now, I should have named him Buck. Get it? And then, yeah, then we were also... One thing each week that I've been going there, I've been trying to perfect, is how to get to the bottom of the 9-foot area. The first week we went, I, like, struggled to do this. The second week, I was getting a little better at it. And then this time, I really figured it out. I figured out all you gotta do is go head first. Head first, and then you use your feet to basically, like, kick your way down. Actually, it'd be like this. Kick your way down. And basically, I'm able to lay on the deep end. I can get my belly down on the deep end. Before, I could, like, barely get my hand to touch the bottom. Now I can, like, lay on it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm getting this. I'm getting better. And, yeah, so, Morgan was doing that, too, though. She was able to, I told her what to do. Same strategy I used. And apparently she was doing it. I can't tell because we both don't have goggles. So, like, she would borrow my goggles when she would go down there. But from what I could see, it looked like she was pretty far down in doing it. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, this is basically her first run. This is me, 3 weeks, essentially, of practicing, trying to figure out how to get down there easily. And this was her first time and did it. I mean, based on my instruction, but still. So then we were making up games with that. Go down to the bottom, swim over, and then come up over there. And we were, like, timing each other. We basically would do it in the same amount of time. It would be about 16 seconds total, I think. And yeah, then, unfortunately, because of all the fiasco in the beginning of the day, we really didn't start swimming until a little after 3. Like, normally I'm there right at 2. We didn't start until a little after 3. So, like, 4:45 came quickly. Like, it's still an hour and 45 of swimming, but compared to 2 hours and 45 that we usually do, it felt quick. Like, oh, geez, it's already time to go. Like, I remember looking at the clock just to see, and it said 4:30, and I'm like, does that seriously say 4:30 right now? Already? Ugh. Even her, I told her, I was like, we're gonna have to go soon. And she was like, what? And I'm like, I know, but we didn't get swimming until, like, 3, so that's why it feels wrong. But anyhow. Yeah, and then when we got out of the pool, it was actually perfect timing, so I said, all right, I think it's time we got to get out now. And she didn't want to, but I was like, we have to. They're closing. And, like, literally 2 minutes after we got out of the pool and we're drying off, those other 2 girls were still swimming. And the worker person came in, and they're like, okay, everybody's going to get out of the pool now. And then I told her, I was like, see, I told you we have to get out. But, yeah, those girls, I think those girls knew the worker girl, though, somehow. I don't understand how, but they did. And then they're like, can we dive in the pool twice before we were done? And she said, fine, once. They asked because they have signs 11, no diving, no jumping in the pool or nothing. So that's why they asked. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's whatever. At that point, no one was in the pool anyways. Who cares? The whole point is just that then you're not, like, you know, being not disrespectful, but disrupting others and stuff. But it would have just been them too. They didn't really even have to ask. You know, just go for it. It's only you 2 in there. It's not like you're going to get that deep when you jump in. You know what I mean? There's no diving board or anything. You're literally just jumping off the ledge. So you're not going to sink that far or anything. Maybe a foot, and it's 9 feet deep. Like, you're good. But anyway. Yeah, so after we dried off, I thought about making a pit stop to get some drinks, because that's what I usually do. But I was like, nah, we'll skip today. So we went straight home, took a shower. You gotta get that chlorine off. The chlorine doesn't feel weird while it's on you. But when you try to shower it off, it feels weird. It makes like a barrier. And like the soap, I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird, especially in your hair. I mean, I don't have hair. But Morgan does, and her hair always feels weird with the chlorine in it and stuff. So it's like, we gotta just get home and clean that off. So anyhow, we also had to hurry because there was some festival thing going on downtown. Some kind of Greek festival thing. It was actually something to sponsor the Greek church. But they had, like, lots of food that people made and stuff. And yeah, so we went to that. Now, at the end of the day, the food was pretty good. I ended up getting, I don't even know what it's called. It's some kind of, like, basically it reminded me of a Greek version of lasagna. Like, lasagna's Italian. This is the Greek version of lasagna. And I got a gyro, which I think was super good. And, oh yeah, we got some, what were they called? Luke makes something. They're like fried dough, but as balls. But they put tons of other stuff on them too. So they fry them, then they put them in this oil stuff. I don't know what the oil is, and then they put pumpkin seasoning on it. Seasoning, is that the right word? I don't know. And then they put crushed walnuts, and they're actually super good. So yeah, anyways, all the stuff was good, but the problem was this was supposed to be a festival, and really all there was just food, and it was for the most part takeout. They did have tables you could eat there if you wanted, but like it's kind of weird too. They did have a DJ there, but like he was playing crap music. He's playing like Greek country. You know what I mean? Like country is the music native to your specific country. So like when we say country, we think of country music, but that's native to the United States. But like, you know, country in Jamaica might be reggae, but we call it reggae because that's native to Jamaica. So like, you know what I mean? So this was like Greece country, like just weird instrumentals and just nothing that like Americans care about. So the music sucked. So yeah. But anyways, for a festival, all it was food, and it's just like you walk and get your stuff and then go. And like when you think of a festival, you think maybe some rides or something, some games, like a small like fair or something. No, it wasn't like that. And the other thing was the food good? Oh yeah, definitely. But we waited in line forever. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I think we got there around 6, and we didn't leave until like 7:20. So basically, we were standing in line for an hour and 20 minutes. Like, I'm like, okay, the food was good, but it definitely was not worth standing here for an hour and 20 minutes to get this for. Like, and to top it off, it wasn't cheap either. I mean, it's fundraiser food. You know, they're trying to raise money for the church. So it's like, the gyros were, I don't know what they were. They were like, I don't know, $9 or something. The balls were 6 for $3 or 12 for $6. And then the lasagna, that was like $14. And yeah, it just was expensive. Took forever. I don't even know why it took forever for the line to move either. I don't understand. Because basically it was almost like a buffet, if you will. Like a buffet is a flat rate and you just help yourself. But it was a buffet in the sense of how it was set up. Like you just walk and tell them what you want and then pay at the end. So I'm like, why wasn't this moving? Like, you'd think this would just be cruising, and it wasn't. It was like a standstill the whole time, and I don't get it. But anyhow, yeah, so that nonsense. Then we went home, and we ate, and while we were eating, I was just watching TikTok, and then a friend came over, and we watched Turning Red, which was completely fine by me, because they didn't see Turning Red. That's what they chose to watch. But like, if you pay attention to these Morgan journals, you heard that we already watched it a couple weekends ago. But yeah, it's a decent movie, so I don't care. I'll watch it again. So yeah, we watched Turning Red again. And the first time we watched Turning Red, Morgan was quiet because she never saw it before. This time she kept commentating. It wasn't really like commentating when you're like, oh, watch this part, something, not like spoiling type commentating. But she was commentating more like I don't know, she was like noticing things more. Like maybe she's paying more attention this time than she did the first time or something. Like something would happen, she'd be like, huh, that was weird, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, my word, kid, just be quiet, watch this thing. Like it wasn't non-stop. She wasn't continuously non-stop talking. But, maybe like every 10 minutes she'd comment. And it was like, all right, kid, just watch the movie. We all saw it. Like, you don't need to point it out. I didn't say that, but that's just what I was thinking. Anyhow, yeah, and then after that, at this point it was probably like 10:30. So then she went to bed. Obviously she's tired. I mean, she had soccer, and then she had swimming with me, and then she had standing in line forever, and she's just a kid, so she was tired, so she went to bed. And I tried to stay up. I chose a goofy movie that I haven't seen in a while, Pixels. But I only made it about halfway through, and then I was starting to fall asleep myself. So yeah. And normally, I like take the disc out of my player, and I have a power strip. I flick the switch and completely kill the power. And I was just so tired, I just turned off the TV, turned off my player, and said, whatever, that'll stay, the switch will stay on for now, and I'll deal with it tomorrow. Which, now speaking about tomorrow, we can get into Sunday, May 5th. June 5th, whoops. So, for starters, I kind of woke up at like 7:30. It was kind of cold. We didn't go to bed with blankets on. And was chilly, which is kind of weird. It's like hot and then it's cold out of nowhere. Like I was kind of chilly and I was thinking, what the heck should I do? Because like with me, I would have just thrown blankets on myself, but then like I have to go handle her and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, should I do this? Like, she usually seems fine, so I go and spy on her and she seems completely fine. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe she doesn't need the blankets. Because I'm like, it's a weird time. Like, I felt like if I were to move her to put blankets on her, she'd just wake up. You know what I mean? It's not like it was an hour after she fell asleep. She'd keep sleeping. She's been sleeping for like 8 hours now, so she's gonna wake up. So I'm like, I don't know. So then I go lay back down, and then I'm still tired though. I mean cold, and then I'm like, oh, what the heck? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put blankets on myself, and my thing is, anything that I do, I'm gonna do with her as well. So like in winter, if I'm wearing gloves and a hat and all that, then she's wearing gloves and a hat as well. If I'm wearing shorts, then she's wearing shorts. I mean, in summer. If I'm an idiot wearing shorts in winter, but it's cold, no, she's not wearing shorts. But, you know, if it's summer and I'm wearing shorts, she's got shorts. You know what I mean? Like, whatever I'm doing to myself, she's getting it as well, if it makes sense. Again, like, if I'm choosing to wear no shirt and shorts in winter, well, no, I'm not going to do that with her. That's stupid, but... So anyways, I'm like, okay, I want a blanket. I'm cold, so screw it. She's just going to get a blanket. So then I go in, and she's awake. Her eyes, she's looking at me, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. So then I just casually turn around and go back to my bed. I'm like, I do not want to be up now. I mean, it's like 7:58. I'm not trying to be up now. So luckily, she left me alone. I was able to go back to sleep. And then I think I woke up for real. Well, maybe woke up again, not for real, but it was like 10. And I was like, I don't really want to be up now, but I think I have to be. Because I know she's been awake since 8. She's probably waiting on me for breakfast or something. So... yeah. So, on Thursday, like I said, we watched the live-action Mulan. Well, today we watched the animated Mulan with breakfast. So we ended up watching TV in the living room just because I felt like it was probably easier and a little bit of a better situation. You know, you can have the door open for more breeze. There's more room to eat, too, instead of, like, trying to sit on my bed and stuff. My bed is mostly for, like, winter. It's comfortable to just hang out in there when it's cold out and watch a movie. But in summer, I'd rather be in my living room. So we watched Mulan animated, which I think I got her this on Friday. Like I said, I made a pit stop at Walmart on Friday. Anyways, she had cereal, and I had those balls. I wasn't able to eat them on Saturday because I was full. The lasagna and the gyro did it for me. I had a couple of those balls on Saturday, but the rest I had for breakfast on Sunday. So anyways, Mulan 1 ended around, I don't know, noonish, and then we put in Mulan 2. Now, I like to look up reviews on everything. I look up reviews on video games all the time. Mostly video games. Movies is a little more clunky, or at least, I don't know, I'm less familiar with movie review systems. I'm very familiar with video game reviews, because I look them up all the time. I like Metacritic. So anyways, I did look up reviews for Mulan 2, though, because I don't think I've ever seen any, actually, of those Mulans, live action or the 2 animated ones. And, so I looked up a review just to see what it was about, or what the critics said, and, like, they gave it bad reviews. I think it got, like, a 38%, like, it's terrible and all this. So I'm like, So I was kind of excited to see the second one, just to see how crappy it is. And at the end of the day, I mean, as far as being a movie goes, it really wasn't that bad. I guess if you're saying it's a Mulan movie, then okay, fine, it sucks. Because it really has nothing to do with Mulan. It's those 3 guys, like, finding girlfriends, and Mulan and the other guy, that commander guy getting married or whatever, and what's his name, Mushu, just trying to screw it up the whole time. Like, I don't know. In that context, it's stupid, but as far as, like, being a movie goes, it was fine. Like, I wouldn't give it a 38. It was okay. It was decent enough to watch. I wasn't bored. I'll put it this way. The Batman, I was way more bored with than this movie. So... So anyways, yeah. Then after that, I think we went to the park. And the park we went to is one that I've gone there plenty of times. I like it. They have two parks. They have a baby park. I call it a baby park because it's connected to the preschool. So I feel like that's the one that the little kids use. And then they got the bigger kid park. Well, a couple things. First off, the big kid park didn't have the swings for some reason. They took the swings off. I don't know why. And the second thing was, then she was complaining that she was bored over there. And wanted to go to the baby park. And then oddly enough, when we did go to the baby park, she had fun over there. I'm like, okay, kid. I'm trying to be mindful that you're almost 10 and take you to the bigger kid park, but you want to do the baby stuff. Okay. I mean, I guess it's not super babyish. At the end of the day, you know, it's still a playscape, and it's still... That one actually had its swings attached, so I don't know. I just see it as the baby one because, like I said, it's connected to the preschool, but I don't know. But she had fun over there, so go figure. But anyway, well, yeah, before we did that, I forgot, we went to Cumbies too, so then we could get some drinks. And she got 2 Friels, because right now they are buy one, get one for $1, so I'm like, whatever, might as well take advantage of that. So she got a coffee one and a mint chocolate chip one. And they didn't have any dang lids. So when we got to the register, though, the guy was like, ooh, I see there's a lid issue. Well, just so you know, the coffee lids fit. It's a tight fit, but they still fit. And I was like, okay, it's good to know, because this is like a couple times now that we've gone and there's no Friel lids, so she just drinks it without a lid, which is fine, but still. So it's good to know that the coffee lids will fit. Anyway, so yeah, went to the park. We're probably there for a couple of hours. Yeah, we left at like 4:10. We got there at 2 and left at like 4:10. And then we went back to Cumbies, not for more drinks. We just went to wash our hands. And then we went to the Chinese buffet, which, one thing I noticed is there used to be a GameStop right next to that Chinese buffet. And unfortunately, it closed probably a year and a half ago now. I used to go there all the time. But anyways, it's been a vacant lot, or whatever you want to call it, vacant space. And now there's a DMV moving in there, and I'm like, that's kind of goofy. It's kind of convenient, but it's kind of goofy. I mean, at the end of the day, GameStop I would much rather have be in there, but, you know, kind of convenient, kind of goofy to have a DMV going in there. And it's all set up. I was spying in the window, and it's all set up. They put tiling down. That used to be carpet in there. They put tiling down. They have booths. They got the line thing, you know, where you're supposed to stand and wait to be called. I'm like, wow, this thing's ready to go. I don't think it's open yet, but it's looks pretty close. They got the sign and everything. So, but anyways, at the buffet was kind of a waste because I don't know. I wasn't that hungry. Apparently, like, I didn't eat that much. I got 1 plate, which was wussy. I don't usually do a lot. It's not like I get 10 plates, but I usually do like 1.5. You know, I get 1 full plate, and then I go up and get maybe half as much as I got the first round, and then I get a dessert. This time I got 1 plate and was like, ugh, I'm done. And then I forced myself to get ice cream because I was like, I gotta make this my money's worth. Like, this is ridiculous. So, yeah. And Morgan, she did worse than me because she just got rice and fries, didn't eat any of the fries, and didn't get a dessert either. And then I went to eat the fries just so they wouldn't be wasted, and they completely sucked. They were soft, they were cold. I took 1 bite and I was like, ugh, and spit it out. I was like, well, I guess I can't blame you for not eating these because they're disgusting. But yeah, so I was like, maybe we should have just went to like regular Chinese and then just went home because this was not a good choice, getting a buffet. Oh, and the other thing is I got brisk tea. Every time I go to a Chinese restaurant, I always get water. It's just, again, it's from when I was a kid. My mom always just had my brother and I get water. Either we got water or we could get hot tea. And none of it's the same anymore. The hot tea used to be so good. And now, like, I got hot tea one time recently, and it sucked. I put, like, 9,000 sugars in it, not all at once, you know, built it up, and it never tasted right. When I was a kid, it was so good. I'd put, like, 2 sugars in it, it was awesome. Now I put, like, 10 sugars in it, it still sucks. I don't understand why it's so terrible. And then, yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get water this time. I'm going to get something better. I'm paying. I'm not a kid anymore. So I go and I see they have brisk iced tea in their fountain, and I get that, and it sucked. I was like, this is not brisk. What is this nonsense? Like, it wasn't unsweetened, but like it was barely sweet at the same time. It was just there. It was like, what is this? What is this imitation brisk that you're trying to pretend is real brisk? And Morgan just got a root beer. No ice. But anyway, yeah, so then after the buffet, that was a mistake. We went to Walmart I wanted to get a game. There's a cool game that came out recently that I didn't even have on my radar. I like to check out GameStop's website and stuff, and then I saw it and I was like, what? I need that. And so it's actually right here. I'm going to show you. There's another one that's coming out fairly soon too that I'm excited for. So this one came out. I don't know about other people. Maybe they'd make fun of it. But it's not that cool. It's a stupid game. But, it's got a bunch of... Where's the camera? It's got a bunch of games as a part of it. It's not really coming in clear. It's got regular Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Land, Pac-and-Pal, Pac-Mania, Pac-Attack, Pac-Man Arrangement, Pac-Man, it's too dark, I can't see that, Pac-and-Roll Deluxe, Pac-Man 256, Pac-Man Battle Royale, Pac-Moto, and Pac-Man Arrangement again. But this one's more fancy. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah, it was just cool. The other thing that I'm excited for that's kind of cool that'll be coming out, I don't know when, but sometime soon, is the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection. I want to get that too. And then I saw in Limited Run Games, there's Shredder's Revenge, and I checked the Cowabunga collection because I thought that might have been a part of it. It's not. So I'm like, dang it, I got to get that from Limited Run. So the Cowabunga collection, I'd say, is pretty sick, though, because, they have those arcade one-up things, those mini arcades you can have at home. And they have a Ninja Turtles one that has like 3 or 4 games in it. But it's the arcade thing. It's big and bulky. And this collection comes with 13 games. It's a Switch game. On your Switch. Takes up no space. I'm like, man, this is way better than one of those stupid arcade things. I mean, yeah, the arcade thing is cool. Like, if you got a house with a basement that you can set it up in and all this. Yeah, it's cool, but it's bulky, and this Cowabunga thing is going to be so much cooler. Anyways, though. So, while we're at Walmart, I also got Morgan a pair of goggles that she picked out. They're kind of weird. Instead of having, like, a strap that goes around your head, it's got, like, a, how do I explain this? It's like a headband, kind of. It's for girls, but it's like a headband. I'm like, well, maybe it's more comfortable. I don't know. And what did she choose? The ones she chose were like purple and stuff. So they were like the first ones right there, though. So when I saw the goggles section, I was like, oh, do you want to get some goggles? And she was like, okay. And then chose those right away. And I'm like, are you sure these are the ones you want? Like, they're just the ones that are like right there, right at her eye level. Oh, dude. I'm like, are you sure? Because that's something she does. She never looks and like actually shops and makes a decision. She sees something and grabs it. So I'm like, are you sure? Yes, I like these. Okay, whatever. And then, did we get anything else? Did we get a movie or something? I don't think so. We got the game, her goggles. I'm trying to think. Because the game was $30. The goggles were 10, so that's 40. What else was on the list? I don't know. I know my receipt had more than just 2 things on it. But I don't remember. Anyhow, then after that, we went home. What time would it have been at this time? I mean, we're at the park until 4:10. We probably left the restaurant maybe around 6. So maybe it's... Yeah, it might have been like around 7 at this point. So I think... Yeah, I had her take her shower right away. Now I remember, because she went to the bathroom at the restaurant twice. One was to go pee and then to take a dump. And then I just made jokes. I was like, ugh, you're taking a shower as soon as you get home and taking a dump here. The thing is the Chinese restaurant, from my experience, the bathroom's always pretty nasty. They are not on point in keeping that thing clean. The floor's always suspiciously wet. Like, the sink is always wet. It's always kind of, I don't know, just gross in there. So anyways, I made her take a shower as soon as we got home. And then I asked her, what do you want to do? You know, we could play Minecraft, or we could watch a movie. So another movie that she had that I bought her, where did I get this from, actually? Oh yeah, Dollar General. It was Tomorrowland. So I wanted to watch that, but instead she chose for us to color pictures for one another. So that's something that we used to do, kind of a lot. We called it surprise pictures. We would each choose our own coloring book, and then we'd have our own set of crayons, and we would color a picture that was supposed to be for the other person, and it was supposed to be a surprise. You couldn't see it until it was done. I don't think they were really surprised this time. I think we were just coloring, but yeah, so she was like, we could do that. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's something different that we haven't done in a long time. We can do that. Well, come to find out, anyways, Tomorrowland is actually long. The back of the box is 130 minutes. I was like, what? That's 2 hours and 10 minutes. This movie's really that long? I was like, well, I guess we couldn't have watched it because we wouldn't have had time. I mean, I would have started the movie around, what, 7? 2 hours and 10 minutes, that's 9:10. She's going to be back at her mom's by 9. We got to leave here by 8:40. Like, we just don't have enough time. That's 40 minutes that we would have had to chop off. So I was like, well, I guess not watching the movie was in the cards because we didn't have time. So anyways, I chose a Moana coloring book, and I used colored pencils, which all of her colored pencils were dull. I had to practically sharpen every single one that I used. And she was coloring in one of those, like an adult coloring book, you know, the tons of little squares and stuff. And she was using, I think she was using markers, I don't know. But for once, she was kind of taking her time. And, yeah, trying to do a good job. I mean, she always colors pretty well, but normally when we do mystery pictures, she colors like 2 pictures in the time that I do 1, because she kind of just somehow blazes through it. Like, she won't complete the whole scene and everything. Like me, in the picture that I was drawing, there technically was no sky, but I still colored a blue sky. There technically was no, what else? Like, I don't know, just overarching stuff, overarching fields, and I just fill in the background and make the background more complete. I don't just color in the character, I create a background as well. And so I think that's what helps her rip through, because she just colors in the character and calls it a day. I also think she probably skips some details, like say they have like a collar that's fancy, lots of little whatever. She might color them all one color, where me, I'll do like a pattern like orange, yellow, red or something. So it takes me more time because I'm, you know, switching colors often. But yeah, so I finished my my drawing basically right in time. It was like 8:30 when I wanted us to quit, and I finished right then. I didn't know it was 8:30. I just happened to be done, and I checked the time, and I was like, oh, that's weird timing. So yeah, then I told her, well, I guess we gotta clean up. So she cleaned up, then I had her brush her teeth, and then, you know, back to her mom's. Another thing is, while we were coloring, I just had YouTube on to listen to music. I threw on a playlist. And, well, at first I was choosing goofy stuff like the Jiggle Jiggle, It Don't Fold song, and I chose something else stupid. But then I just found a playlist and let it go, and it was like a mixture of her songs and my songs. And every time that something that I liked came on that she didn't know, she was like, what's this? And then and one of them was funny. It was because it was Nardowick, shh. And then she said, what's this? And I said, it's shh, or something like that. Or I think I said it's, how did I phrase it? I don't know, maybe I said it, how did it come out? It came out in a way that I was answering her question, but you could have misinterpreted me as if I was telling her to be quiet, but she actually knew that I meant that the song is called Shh, because then, like, at first she said nothing, so I thought, she think I'm being rude to her? And then she said, why is it called Shh? Now, I don't know, maybe she thought I was being rude, and she was trying to be sarcastic back to me, like, why would it be called that? When really she thinks I meant that I was telling her Shh. But then I was like, I don't know, it's just what it's called. But then he says shh, shh, shh a lot in the track, so you do hear it, so, you know, she probably figured out that I wasn't lying, even if she thought I was. But yeah, so, yeah, and then in the car ride back, she had I always give her my phone, and she chooses a playlist, and my songs, apparently she skips when they show up. Well, she didn't skip them, so we're listening to more of my stuff than hers. I think we listened to 2 of her songs versus 3 of mine. And I was like, why aren't you skipping mine? And she was like, I don't know. And I said, well, I can listen to my stuff whenever. Like, I give you the phone for you to be the DJ and pick songs you like. So why are you not skipping mine? I don't know. That's just not what I'm doing today. So, whatever. I think, did it end on my song or did it end on one of hers? I don't know. But yeah, that was our weekend. That was the Sunday. And, yeah, guess that's all I got until I get around to Tuesday and Thursday, which today is Tuesday, so I could talk about today, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make it Tuesday and Thursday. So, until that one comes out, or something in between here and that one comes out, I said see ya.